kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang mag-ibig, pero sa sinakalan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Upang hinirang, tuyag ka ng mag-ibig, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit kong bagaw, ay ginatang tulad, awit sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad ko'y tagumpay na nag-iinit, ang bituin at araw niya kailan ang may mag-iinit. Luman ang araw ng walhagit pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling ko. Ang inigaya na pagkay mga akin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
The Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the voice of Philippine business. Established by a dynamic group of individuals with strong leadership presence and passion for business and economic development. An influential alliance of business leaders providing policy directions to government and ensuring sustained economic development. This is the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry. On April 19, 1886, three of the largest Spanish companies in Manila formed the Cámara de Comercio de Filipinas. Following the downfall of the colonial Spanish government, the popularity of La Cámara waned, and a new organization of Filipino and Chinese mestizo businessmen established the Chamber of Commerce of the Philippines, CCP, in 1903. Barely half a century after, a group of industrialists founded the Philippine Chamber of Industries, PCI. On July 1, 1978, the two chambers merged, giving birth to the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, PCCI. In September of the same year, PCCI was recognized as the country's single voice of business through Presidential Letter of Instruction 780. After more than a century, the Chamber continues to chart the course of economic development in the country. Lending its voice to the government, PCCI continues to be at the forefront to influence public policies in the areas of agriculture and food security, banking and finance, capital market development, energy and power, water utilities, environment, formal and technical vocational education, infrastructure development, intellectual property and innovation, international trade, local economic development, taxation, SME support services, tourism, and transportation and logistics. Covering business comprehensively to ensure the business expansion and country's future growth and progression through its partnership with the government, local chambers, and other stakeholders. PCCI's programs and services include enhancing business environments, SME Development, Environmental Protection and Management, Corporate Social Responsibility, National and Countryside Development, business services, access to local and international training programs and scholarships, publications, breaking grounds with pioneering minds. PCCI is a dynamic force that offers its members fresh, new ideas, new choices, and creative new approaches. From only a handful before the turn of the century, the PCCI family has grown to more than 1,600 direct members, more than 100 industry associations, more than 100 local chambers, and around 35,000 SMEs nationwide. To ensure alignment of its advocacies and activities, the PCCI works closely with government, other business groups, donor organizations, and international agencies, as well as the academe. The PCCI also provides a platform that links local firms with the global business community. PCCI also engages foreign chambers, diplomatic corps, international agencies in search of broader trade and economic cooperation. The Philippine Business Conference and Expo is the most important annual activity of the PCCI and one of the most prestigious events in the country. Local and foreign companies wanting to establish new ventures or seeking new markets find it highly attractive to attend due to the many benefits it offers. Every year, more than 800 stakeholders attend the conference, composed of key government officials, business leaders, diplomatic corps, foreign chambers, multilateral donor agencies, PCCI corporate members, bilateral business councils, local chamber and industry association leaders. With resourcefulness, ingenuity, collective ideas, and strength, the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry remains steadfast in its principles of business growth and development. Pioneering, innovating, and trailblazing. The Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry will remain as that, one voice of business in the country.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome the host for this afternoon's webinar, the Vice President of the Pasig City Chamber of Commerce and Industry Incorporated, Ms. Emily Kerubin.
Hello. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for that introduction. I would like to welcome everyone to the Pasig City Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Inc. monthly general membership meeting. The Pasig City Chamber of Commerce is a local chamber member of the Philippine Chamber of Commerce, or PCCI. So thank you to the attendees for joining us online via this live stream. We are live through our Pasig City Chamber Facebook page. And this afternoon, we also have a guest speaker who will discuss spiritual wellness in the face of crisis. I know you're all very busy, yet you take time away from your daily task for this meeting. So we should begin And for our opening remarks, the president of the Pasig City Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Inc., Ms. Mitch Ballesteros, will welcome us.
Good afternoon, everyone. Great day to all Pasig City Chamber and Industry Inc. members and officers who are watching today in this virtual general membership meeting. Well, it has been 6 months since pandemic started, and we hope that we are still in high hopes and faith in conquering this world challenge. Still, with the fighting spirit of Filipinos, we as Pasig City Chamber will continue to inspire, survive, and sustain despite this challenge we are encountering. Now is the time that the business sector, specifically the Pasig City, must unite, collaborate, and collectively show and voice out to the government and the world that we are the voice of the business sector in Pasig, acknowledged by the city government of Pasig and the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry Inc. and the PCCI NCR. To continue our connection and collaboration as a business group, may I invite everyone to join and support the PCCI NCR's annual Metro Manila Business Conference, now a virtual event on September 3 to 4, live via Facebook of the PCCI NCR. We have many interesting speakers and inspiring speakers in this event. Also, we are inviting everyone to the biggest virtual World Marketing Summit on November 6 to 7. Discounts await those that will register via special code through Paxi and Exlinkevents. This also offers fundraising sharing to Paxi for every booking we can have. So please support this. Okay. Today, let us learn the spiritual wellness in face of crisis with Ms. Susan Concepcion as our resource speaker. Thank you for the time, Ms. Susan Concepcion. Let us continue collaborating and inspire each other as we survive and sustain this world challenge. I thank you all the collaborators of this event, the Rotary Club of Mochanang Pasig, the Inner Wheel Club of Antipolo Central, and Xlink Events together with the Philippine Business and Entrepreneurs Network, and of course, the public who are viewing this virtual event today. Paxi, our voice will be heard as one. Let us sustain as one. Stay safe and happy. God bless and enjoy the rest of this afternoon. Thank you very much and welcome to this fifth virtual GMM of Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry Inc., the Pasig Chamber. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, President Mitch, for that welcoming remarks. Now, I would like to call one of our director, the Pasig City Chamber Director for Education and Training, Ms. Elvie Tarobal. She will introduce to us our resource speaker.
Hi, good afternoon. This afternoon, I am very happy and honored to introduce to you one of Career Clinic Senior Consultant, who will also be sharing with us today something that we all can relate, because this is something that that will keep us all grounded, especially as we face this crisis. This afternoon, our speaker, Ms. Susan Concepcion, is an accomplished human resource professional with over 15 years of experience in HR, management, and organization development. She is currently the senior consultant of Career Clinic and Enterprise Solutions Incorporated. Among her areas of expertise are competency assessment and profiling, project management, policy development, and of course, something that is very close to her heart is this kind of session that she will also be sharing with us. She has conducted also various workshops, and especially in team building for supervisory and leadership. Her background, she has well-developed skills, especially in leading teams, and she's a psychologist by profession. Susan possessed the necessary academic preparation to understand everything about human behavior. She has a master's degree at the University of the Philippines, Diliman. Her background is in really developmental psychology and has given her a deep understanding of the different phases people go through in life and how this affects the reaction to the change, and has coached and counseled employees who are going through difficult times, especially now that we all can relate this situation. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Miss Maria Susana Concepcion.
Hello, good afternoon to everybody. I feel very honored to have been invited to come and see you this afternoon. I hope that in some way you will be able to learn something from my presentation this afternoon that can help you in dealing with this COVID-19 crisis which we are facing right now. Move on. Okay, there are 3 different levels of response to the COVID-19. The first of this is the body. We all know that now, in terms of the body, we do social distancing, we do masks, we have shields also, plastic shields that we use, we have to keep washing our hands, and then there's also the testing. For the mind, we have meditation, yoga, relaxation techniques. And for the soul, these are our spiritual beliefs, and this is the meaning and purpose and the values in our lives. Right now, we are addressing usually our body and mind, but we have not yet been able to really fully address our soul. As a matter of fact, this crisis has brought about many sick souls, many instances of suicide. Suicide is now on the rise, and this is quite worrying also. Move on. Now, I'd like to first talk about the difference between religion and spirituality. I had a teacher once, si Father Ruben Tanseco, who used to teach us. He said that religion is something that divides people because we all have different religious beliefs and we have different things that we believe in terms of the different things that our religion teaches us. So sometimes we get into arguments, and it is something that divides. But spirituality does not divide. Why? Because spirituality is unique and it's individual, and it depends on a person's uniqueness and his feelings, no? Spirituality is the way you find meaning, hope, comfort, and inner peace. Spirituality is also a belief in something beyond the self. You can believe in some higher power, you can call him God, you can call him Allah, whatever you wish to call him, no? It can also be your connection to others and to the world as a whole. Move on. Okay, the roots of spirituality, when we look at ancient Greek and Hebrew cultures, they always say that well-being is a relationship between body, which we mentioned earlier, mind, and the soul. So these are the 3 different levels. We have the material, the relational, and then the transcendent. These are the Greek terms for this, no? And it is only achieved when we are able to feel inner peace and joy, and we are able to find hope and comfort even in the hardest times. What we are facing right now is very, very difficult, the COVID-19 pandemic, and it's quite difficult for us. Uh, for example, in my case, I thought I was doing okay. I thought I was not stressed out, I was fine, I was accepting. But when a visitor came into the house, a friend of my daughter, a male suitor came into the house, I got so angry and I lost my temper. It was only then that I realized the stress that I was feeling. Because such a simple thing, biglang nagalit talaga ako. And it was not something that I normally do, no? I usually am very welcoming to guests. But it's only then that I realized that I did not have that inner peace and that joy. And I was really, really stressed out. Move on. So, as I mentioned, spirituality does not come from religion. It comes from our soul. And lives, this is only available when we look inward. Like, for example, in the Old Testament, it says, "Be still and know that I am God." When we are still, we are looking inward. It's just ourselves. And we are looking at our souls. In the New Testament, it says, the kingdom of God is within. So we can find God within ourselves. And for the Indians, they have this term ananda or bliss in English. This lives within. You cannot find it through anything outside. And I'm sure you all know this. Like, we can buy all the things that we want. We can have all the material goods that we want and long for. But sometimes we do not find any peace in that. Move on. So as I was mentioning, spirituality and spiritual wellness can be from the soul. But each person is unique. There's no single path. It can come from so many things. Like, for example, you can believe in a higher power. I mentioned God. You can believe in Allah. You can believe in something that's greater than yourself. It can come from religion, whether you are Christian, Catholic, you are Hindu, you are Iglesia ni Cristo. That may be your spirituality, but it's different for each and every one of us. It can also, if you do not belong maybe to a set of to a religious group, maybe it can come from your philosophical or ethical beliefs or your values. Again, it can also come from a sense of connectedness with the rest of humanity or with nature. For some people, they find their spirituality in just observing nature and seeing how great it is and how beautiful it is. Move on. There are lots of research, no? And this research shows that when we include spiritual practices into our lives, we have better health. So less depression and then less hypertension. Also, in terms of research, it can boost the immune system, especially now that we need to boost our immune systems. Spirituality can help us battle this pandemic, no? Because when we practice spirituality, our immune system becomes stronger. Also, enhancing spirituality enhances our ability to think clearly and positively, and it gives us better memory. And this one has been seen in many people who are sick. When those who have greater psychological well-being or have spiritual wellness, they have more positive feelings. And also, it gives us a superior ability to handle stress. Move on. Why do we say that this happens? Why does spirituality help? As I mentioned, we have to find the balance between our mind, our body, and our spirit. Usually, during times of crisis, the human tendency is to fight or to run away. It's always been that way, no? Ever since from the caveman up to now, we always have to, we meet danger, we either fight or we run away. Now, what happens in spirituality? When we do spiritual practices, we turn off our fight or flight response. And instead, we turn on our rest and repair response. And once we shift from the fight or flight to the rest and repair, our immune system begins to charge our body and start healing. Also, giving up to a higher power gives one a sense of control. It sounds paradoxical, no? You give up to become more in control. But when we give up to a higher power, we let go and we let the higher power take over for us. And this gives us a sense of peace that somebody will be able to control us and able to control the situation. Also, by relaxing, you're able to let go of your negative thoughts. And when you let go of your negative thoughts, of course, your blood pressure will go down. And when your blood pressure goes down, the blood flow to your brain increases, and your thinking and your memory becomes clearer. Move on. Okay, what are some strategies for us to develop our spiritual wellness? Well, the first of these is to find yourself. What do I mean by finding yourself? First of all, when you find yourself, you have to ask yourself, what gives you peace and what gives you comfort? For some people, what gives them peace is listening to music. Pag nakikinig sila sa music, nagiging calm sila, nagiging peaceful sila. For some people, it's just looking at nature, looking at the view of nature and seeing how beautiful it is. For some people, it's food. Diba? Like some people always say, ay, kakain ako ng ganito para mas maganda ang pakiramdam ko. And for some of us, like for example, when we are sick, I remember pag ako'y may sakit, what gives me comfort are the things that my mommy would serve me. Like for example, arroz caldo, mommy. And I always like to associate ice cream as one of the foods that she would serve me. The reason why we have the term comfort food, because they're foods that give us comfort. So what gives you, you have to find out for yourself what gives you peace, what gives you comfort, and indulge yourself in that. The second way to find yourself is find out what is your purpose and meaning in life. It can be personal, it can be work related. What gives you purpose? What gives you direction? When you find your purpose, then you feel that life is not worthless. You feel you feel important. Like for example, a lot of us right now, especially those in the business sector, have lost their jobs, and this makes them feel really bad, no? And a lot of us also, the businesses are going down, and we cannot engage in business. But we have to find other things and other ways where within we can find peace and comfort. And maybe if we are able to look into what is our mission and what is our vision and what do we really want, maybe we can find other alternatives to what we have lost. Another way of getting spiritual wellness is by connecting with family and friends. So like for example, in my case, how did I connect with my family? We have games together, but online, no? How do I connect with my friends? Like I belong to an organization, a religious organization. It's called Magis Deo. And in Magis Deo, we have weekly meetings, weekly prayer meetings. And during our weekly prayer meetings, we talk about our feelings, our emotions, and our prayers, and where we find God in our lives. And I noticed that at the beginning of this pandemic, wow, we were all so stressed out. Ang dami-dami naming problema, umiiyak yung iba. But as the months go on, we have found that we are able to accept the situation. We're able to get comfort from each other. Being connected to these people, you know that they have your back. They're there for you. They're always going to help you. They will pray for you. They will protect you. No, and they will connect you with other friends if you need connections. No, so that prayer group has been very, very helpful. What do I mean by reaching out to others? Reaching out to others means finding a way of service. How can you serve others? Like, for example, just being part of this Pasig City Chamber of Commerce is a service, no? It does not necessarily have to be something financial or giving out money or dole out. Just being here for one another is a service already. And then another strategy is slowing down. You can meditate, you can pray, you can do yoga, you can do a nature walk if you have a place to walk around. I think I am lucky in that I have a small garden, so I just walk around. I work, and then after about 2 hours, I walk around in the garden, paikot-ikot lang, and then I come back to work, then I go out again. Also, listening to music can help you slow down. And another thing is paying attention to your feelings, being in touch with yourself. Move on. Another concept is what we call the reframe. This is from a psychological concept. What does reframe mean? Reframe means, like, for example, a picture frame, palitan mo yung frame kung ano yung tinitingnan mo. Kung yung frame mo ay more on the challenges, palitan mo, gawin mo yung mga opportunities. Ang dami-dami mong problema, pero ang daming oportunidad nandyan. Like, for example, you focus on the positive. At the start of this crisis, we in Career Clinic had so many difficulties in the sense that how can we do training? How can we practice our profession? How can we even earn money? But we looked at the opportunities. Rather than us looking at the problems, we started to learn how to do Zoom. We started to learn how to do new skills. We started to find opportunities doing training online. Another thing is you have to be grateful. Count the things that you are grateful for. We're grateful that we're still healthy, maybe that we are still alive. And then you have the Gigo paradox. Ano yung Gigo paradox? Gigo stands for garbage in, garbage out. Kung lahat ng pumapasok sa loob mo ay puro basura, lahat ng lalabas ay basura din. Katulad ng kinukwento ko sa inyo kanina, in my case, I did not know that I was taking in stress and stress and stress. So anong lumabas? Init ng ulo. Hindi ba? In the same manner, we can easily choose what we want to listen to in social media. If we take in all the garbage, it adds to our stress in our life, and this has to have an outlet, no? And it will come out as garbage also. And of course, another strategy is to grow and learn, acquire new skills. As I mentioned earlier, we had to learn how to do Zoom. We had to learn how to do training online. We had to acquire new knowledge. We also would read inspirational stories. Move on. Okay, I would like to do now a small exercise, and you may join me if you will. And this is a relaxation exercise. We will try to quiet down. I would like to lead you through this exercise of quieting down. This is something that we regularly do in our organization. No? We always quiet down. Before prayer, we quiet down. I do this sometimes before I go to bed, I just quiet down. And it helps me feel more relaxed. Every time you're feeling stressed, you can do this exercise. Okay, so let's start. I can ask you to take up a posture. Back, please. Take up a posture that is comfortable and restful. So just sit in your place, but do something that makes you feel comfortable, feel restful. Close your eyes. Now slowly become aware of your own breathing. Do not alter its speed, just notice your breathing. Focus on your breath as it goes in and as it goes out. Inhale, breath comes in. Exhale, breath goes out. Inhale, exhale. Feel the air as it flows through your nostrils, giving you life. Inhale, exhale. I am now going to ask you to be aware of certain sensations in your body that you are feeling at this present moment, but you are not explicitly aware. So be aware of the touch of your clothes on your shoulders. Try to feel your clothes on your shoulders. Now become aware of the touch of their clothes on your back, or maybe your back touching the chair. Become aware now of your hands as they touch each other, or maybe they're resting on your lap. Just become aware of your hands. Become aware of your thighs or your buttocks pressing against the chair. Now feel your feet touching your shoes or touching the floor. Feel your right foot. Feel your left foot. Now become aware of your sitting posture. Let's do it again. Your shoulders, your back, your right hand, your left hand. Be aware. Your right thigh, your left thigh, your right foot, your left foot, your sitting posture. Again, shoulders, back, right hand, left hand, right thigh, left thigh, right foot, left foot, sitting posture. Continue doing this by yourself. Try to do it 2 times. Just move from one part of your body to the other. Don't stay for more than a couple of seconds on each part. Just go shoulders, back, hands, thighs, feet, sitting posture. After a few seconds, I will ask you to gently open your eyes and we will end the exercise. Now, I will ask you to gently open your eyes and we will end the exercise. Move on. I would like to share with you my favorite form of prayer. This is a prayer called the EXAMEN or the Awareness Examen. This prayer was developed by Saint Ignatius of Loyola, and it is a prayer that is being used by the Jesuits. I think they do it 3 times a day, in the morning, at noontime, and in the evening. And according to Saint Ignatius, this prayer you can use, if this is the only prayer that you will use, this is all that is necessary. And this is my favorite prayer because I find it keeps me quiet. It allows me to connect with my God, and it allows me to be still and allows me to be more calm and more comforted. So I will just go over the steps one by one. Maybe in the time that you have, you'll be able to go through it, but we will not do it right now. These are the steps for doing the exam. First of all, you can put yourself in the presence of your God or a higher being, your Allah or whoever. No, this is not limited to the Catholic tradition. Even if you are not Catholic, you can do this exam. So the first thing that you ask is, what grace do I need in my prayer right now? Do I need gratitude? Am I sorry for my sins? Do I just want to be silent? Do I just want rest? Do I want peace? So what is the grace that you want? After you have identified the grace, the next thing that you do is, what are the things I am most grateful for today? What are the good things that happened? What am I thankful for? Am I thankful that I'm still alive? Am I thankful that the sun is shining today? We have such beautiful weather. Thankful for my family. What are the things you're grateful for? After you have already listed down the things you're grateful for, you start to review your day. The question that you ask yourself is, the first question is, what are the most loving things I have done to others today? How does this make me feel? So maybe you cooked for your family, and that makes you feel good because you saw how much they enjoyed your food. Or maybe what other loving act did you do today? Maybe you greeted your friends good morning and they greeted you back. That's how to show your love. Maybe you posted something on social media which you felt was a loving communication. How do you feel when you do all those loving things? This will give you a sense of being satisfied and happy and joyful. Move on. The next thing that you ask yourself is, what are the least loving things I have done to others today? How does this make me feel? Maybe you said a hurtful word. How does that make you feel? Maybe you didn't give someone attention when they were asking for attention. How did that make you feel? At this point in time, you can ask for and receive God's forgiveness. And the last step of this prayer is you ask for the graces you'll be needing for the rest of the day or for tomorrow. When I do this at night, I always ask for the grace that I will need for the next day. But when I do it in the morning, I will ask what I need for the day. And you end with an amen. Or if you're Catholic, you can end with a glory be, or you can end with prayer. Move on. I would like to end my presentation with a quote from Mother Teresa. No? According to Mother Teresa, she said, she's actually Saint Mother Teresa right now. Mother Teresa says, the more we can give in our silent prayer, the more we can give in our active life. So the more we are quiet and we can reach out to our soul, we become more spiritually well, our well-being increases, and we can give more to others. Thank you. So I don't know if you have any questions or where we're going from here.
Thank you so much, Miss Susan. Grabe, na-relax ako doon.
I'm glad you're able to relax.
Nakakatuwa. Parang nabitin ako. Pwede ba more? So, Miss Susan, for our viewers who would like to get in touch with you, maybe they would want to get you as a first speaker, maybe they would want some training from you. If you can please give us your contact details para po our
Well, you can
viewers.
get in touch also with me. Yeah, you can also get in touch with me through, I can give that to you, and you can also get in touch with me through LV Tarobal in Career
Okay.
Clinic.
You and Director LV, you work together in Career Clinic, right?
Yeah, she's my boss.
Boss LV. Okay. So, we have viewers watching from Caloocan. Nakakatuwa naman. Maraming nag-comment. Sabi nila nakaka-relaxing daw and sending good afternoon vibes to you. So far, wala tayong nag-post ng question, ano? So, wala eh. Everyone was just like, so thank you. Everyone was just like saying thank you and really just coming from a space of gratitude for the session that you gave us this afternoon. Pero nakakatuwa yung Gigo paradox, no, that you mentioned na remind ako doon. And it's true what you said. A lot of our as business people these days have been the start of the quarantine in March, no? We've been under fight or flight, but nag-mellow down na ng konti yung mga tao, naging nasa resting stage na. Pero marami pa ring iba na mas lalong nababaliw today. So medyo kailangan talaga ng inner peace, no? May mga questions ba tayong nakuha, Jay, for Miss Susan? Wala. Si Miss Mitch, if there are any questions.
Well, I think it's really important that during this time we have to find our way to relax, a way to quiet down. It's very important for our own sanity and to bring down our stress levels. And once our stress levels go down, then it also improves our immunity so we can fight this disease.
Right. May nagre-request pa ng more webinars like this. So we'll discuss it with you, Miss Susan, and also kay Director LV. So far, wala talagang questions eh. But yeah, we all need inner peace, lalo na sa panahon ngayon. Diyos ko. At saka, we've seen how quickly one's life can be taken, no? Ang sakit naman nun bago ka mamatay. Puro stress lang. So, mas lalong bababa ang immune system pag sobrang na-stress. So, thank you so much for that very relaxing, quiet down exercise or session, Miss Susan. Wala talaga tayong, walang questions. Ang sabi lang, more webinars like this. So thank you so much for your time today.
Okay, thank you.
Oo. Ayun, teka lang, Miss Susan,
Yes.
may humabot ng tanong. Ano daw ang may advice nyo para sa middle class? The more comfortable living they experience, more stress during this uncomfortable situation.
Like I mentioned, one of the things that they can do is they can look for something which gives meaning in their lives. No? What are the things that makes you feel good? Like, for example, I know a lot of friends who have started baking. They started to learn how to bake, no? And then I know also a lot of things, people who have taken up yoga or are doing exercising. We can learn new things, no? For my part, I've learned different things. Like I try to learn about mindfulness and things like that. Because that's what interests me. What are your interests? Look into that. For my husband, for example, nagsubok siya ng carpentry. Go into your hobbies also.
Wow. Okay, yeah, hobbies.
Maraming maraming naglilinis ng bahay. Kasi nasa bahay na, nakikita nila lahat ng mga sira sa bahay. Ayusin nila yon or
Dapat every weekend yun.
or whatever.
Yeah, naglilinis ng bahay. Marami
That's
rin
also
tumaba.
calming. Yeah.
Marami rin kumain ng kumain dahil kaka-bake, kakaluto.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
I think carpentry is also very good. At maraming lumabas ng mga plantita, di ba? Mga nagtatanim-tanim na ngayon sa sarili nilang mga bahay-bahay.
I think
What
now that we ourselves, how can we calm someone? Can all How can we calm someone else? Well, you can lead them through a quieting down exercise, just like I did kanina, no? Or ask them just to look for something that relaxes them. Music, listen to music. That's very relaxing.
music, okay. But yeah, leading, no, the one that you led us to, the quiet down exercise earlier, yeah, it was really calming. So that's an example of someone else helping me. For example, you helped me calm down through the quiet down exercise. So it's really just basically breathing, no? Breathing, closing, and being aware of
Yes.
what's around, no? Kasi
Your
I remember you mentioned
sensations. Yeah.
the body parts and feeling it and everything. May question pa tayo dito, Miss Susan. Why is that common people are more resilient than those who used to live comfortably before?
I think the resilience of the common people comes from the fact that they're able to easily reframe, no? In the sense na, ay, hindi na pwede to, di ganito na lang tayo. Like for example, in terms of my labandera, wala na siya, hindi na siya pwedeng maglaba. So bumili ng kariton, nagtitinda ng kung ano-ano sa labas ng bahay niya. So they look for other things. They don't just focus on what is negative and what is the challenges and what are the problems. They look for other things. Yung mga kapitbahay ko, nagtayo sila ng maliit na tindahan dyan sa harap na nagbebenta sila ng gulay, things like that. I think this makes them resilient because they look at the opportunities rather than the challenges. Kasi sa kanila, hindi pwede to, no? Kung hindi kami gagawa at kung hindi kami kikilos, mamamatay kami. So maghahanap talaga sila ng paraan. Unlike if you're comfortable, the tendency is, ay, bored ako. What can I do? You know, you don't have that tendency that you have to find something to do so that you can live.
May mga iba naman that they resort to evil things, no? You know, despite the pandemic and despite the quarantine, we've seen a lot of criminal acts din, like, you know, breaking into cars and all those kind of stuff, which is nakakalungkot. Pero na-curious ako, Miss Susan, but bakit yung nasabi na yung labandera nyo hindi na pwedeng maglaba?
Walang transportation. She cannot come to our place anymore. Wala siyang public transportation. Tsaka takot na rin siyang pumunta dito. At saka takot na rin kami na pupunta siya dito. Because we've heard so many stories that the people from the outside who come into the houses, sila ang may dalang COVID.
Sila may dalang, right.
Yeah. So we try to help her in other ways.
Right. Especially if you have elderlies at home who will be more prone, no? To the virus.
Yes, that's right.
Yes. Pero matatapos din to. Matatapos din to. Maraming gagawa lang ng maraming relaxing sessions para medyo ma-calm down at saka it really helps boost the immune system, I think, no? If you have that daily regimen that daily discipline that you're doing something outside of just the regular work that you do, doing something that you love doing, like maybe like you mentioned, baking. So and also the quiet down exercise was really good.
Yes.
What do you advise now to business owners and displaced employees? How to handle the stress? Business owners
Yeah, well, in our case in Career Clinic, we had to look for the opportunities that are there, no? So we had to really learn new skills. When we started this, we didn't know how to do training online, but we had to learn. So that was the opportunity that we found. We cannot go visit the different offices. So when we do our interviews, everything is on Zoom, everything is online. We had to learn how to do it. No, so learning new skills and acquiring new skills is something that could help really. No, maybe I don't know. I know of a lot of business owners who work from home and have deliveries. No, so right now in terms of food, since you cannot go to the restaurants or to the bake shops or whatever, they just deliver from home. No, and I think it's not as much, but it helps even a little bit. No, and maybe just reframing, looking for where can I, finding it in yourself, do a little soul searching. What is it that I really want? What do I enjoy? Maybe this is an opportunity to do something that you really enjoy, that you really like, and then from there find out how can I make this work for me and how can I earn money from this.
Okay. So, lalo na, no, that, I mean, I think for business owners, we have to stick with our businesses and really igapang, no, until malampasan ito. But for the displaced employees, yeah,
Yes.
maghanap ng paraan on how to earn. Kasi ang dami talagang nawalan ng trabaho. So, yun.
Yes, and that's really the big problem right now. But I know, like, for example, there are opportunities out there which nobody seems to be getting. Like, for example, I think there are opportunities for contact tracers.
Yeah, yeah.
They said nobody wants to be a contact tracer, but then it's also difficult, no? But
The risk.
maybe, yeah, the risk. Maybe look for something and improve your skills. Maybe you can do something online, especially for those who have lost their jobs, because those who have remained working are working online. So really, really improve your skills, especially doing virtual things.
Yes. I have instructed one of my employees, kumuha ka na ng certification online. And TESDA gives those trainings for free, no? It started in March, and they're still available up to now. Ang daming mga
Yeah.
skills training online ni TESDA that gives those. So, to acquire new skills and have the certification, NC1, NC2, NC3, then that would qualify, no? Pwede na silang mag-present ng kanilang certificate and say that I'm qualified, I've undergone this training, and I can do that. So yun. But I think, Miss Susan, for the things that you discussed, no, how can we, for example, someone who's not used to doing the quiet down, paano natin i-integrate yan sa ating daily schedule? Do you recommend it in the morning? Do you recommend it at night?
Well, it really depends. Like I said, it's an individual pa. Kanya-kanya yun eh. For some people, they want to do it first thing in the morning. For some people, at the end of the day. For some people, in the middle of the day, no? It's just incorporating into your day things that will make you feel more relaxed. Like, as I mentioned, what I do is I walk around. Every 2 hours, I get up and I walk around because I'm just seated in my desk, no? Sometimes so much stress comes from looking at the screen and working on the computer or the laptop. So I go out and I walk around. Or sometimes I mix my things that I'm supposed to do. No, like for example, okay, this time I'm going to uh, to do my prayer time. No, when I do my prayer time, I can put it in between my work time, or I can do it at a specific time. It really depends. It's an individual thing.
Individual thing. Okay. Thank you for that, Miss Susan. May pahabol lang, sabi pa ng iyong boss na si Miss LB, there will be more of this now. More of more sessions like this coming. So, yun. I'd like to thank you so much for your time today, Miss Susan. I hope to see you soon, no? And I guess some of our colleagues in the chamber, Pasig City Chamber of Commerce, would also want to tap you as a resource speaker for their businesses para medyo magkaroon ng ganitong session with the employees, no?
Okay. Thank you so much for inviting me. I feel very honored that you have invited me here.
So we will contact Miss Ellie or you directly, no? If you want to give your phone number or mobile number or office number, so our viewers can also write it down and contact you.
Or you can email me at Susan DDR Concepcion. DDR is Delta Delta, and then R Romeo Concepcion, all C's, at gmail.com.
Okay, Susan DDR Concepcion at gmail.com. Thank you so much, Miss Susan, for that calming session that we have with you. Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes. And now I would like to call on si Miss Mitch, no, for some announcements. Our President Mitch, for any announcements po. Walang reply from President Mitch. Okay, so anyway, she was already able to make the announcements earlier doon sa mga sessions that we have with the NCR, no, the Philippine Business Conference for NCR in September. So you can just replay and you'll see all the details of these conferences available through this live stream. And also now, I think, okay, there goes our President Mitch Ballesteros. Madam
Yes.
President,
Thank you very much, VP Emily. Okay, I'd like to emphasize lang po our call for support to all the Pasig companies, members for the Pasig City Chamber, and non-members. You are all welcome to become member of this Pasig City Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Inc., and also support the Metro Manila Business Conference of the PCCI NCR this coming September 3 and 4. For details, please message us in our Facebook account and share with us the benefits of being one of the local chamber members of the PCCI. So ngayon po, mas kailangan natin mag-collaborate, mag-connect with each other, and collectively shout out our voice so that we can heal and sustain as one. So, VP Emily, can we have our further announcements pa?
so far,
we will have our meeting later. For those who would like to clarify things with us, there will be a link that will be shared sa Viber group po natin. So, wait for further announcement po. Yung mga member na po sa Viber group natin, please check it out para po sa link na isi-send natin on how you could be part of the MMPC kasi meron po tayo dyang mga packages for sponsorship. This will be live stream, so nationwide and international po ang magiging exposure po natin dito. Of course, represented by the Pasig City Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Inc. So, kasama rin po dyan si Mayor of the Pasig City, Mayor Vico, na magbibigay po ng message of support sa atin. Okay, so...
Yes. So, we will post the link, no, for our Zoom meeting after this sa ating Viber group. Yes. Okay. Thank you so much, President Mitch. And now we have to call on our director, si Director LV Torabal, our Director for Education and Training for the Pasig City Chamber of Commerce, Inc. And she will give us our closing remarks. So thank you so much for your time, President Mitch, and to our speaker, si Ms. Susan. Please stay tuned po sa ating Viber group for the link of our Zoom meeting for our GMM after this live stream. So, Ms. LV.
Hi, good afternoon. We're back again, no? So in behalf of our chairman, our very active chairman, actually nandito siya, but I think ang kanya yatang connection is not so good at the moment. So I'm taking on as the second one who will be closing this activity. Unang-una, I'd like to thank Susan, no, for a very short session, 20 minutes that extended to 30 minutes. And that is the beauty kasi ang daming tanong and hindi naman masyadong madami at first, pero nag-build up because it is also in the question na natututo tayo. Mas marami tayong nailalabas, no, na sometimes hindi na ibigay ng speaker, but in the question, I think we encourage, no, because that is where we will also learn. Susan, maraming salamat. In the midst of our business, you're able to give us time, no? Na kahit sabi ko, Sue, just give us because we will have a GMM and this is our opportunity. And I'd like to siguro make a special mention yung sinabi ni Susan that we should look at the opportunity rather than the challenges. And for the business owner right now, alam ko that we are in the midst of crisis, but sabi nga nila, it is always in the crisis that creativity and everything that, that is something like a breakthrough that will come out because we are pressed and yung ating kagalingan po ay lalabas. And thank you, Susan, because you have, made our foot grounded, no? And we always go back to the most supreme and yun ang ating nasasandalan sa lahat ng panahon. And with that, I'd like to thank si Jay, si Emily, of course, si President, and of course, ang ating mga backroom, yung ating mga support, and of course, the viewers. Thank you for your time. And as Mitch already mentioned, the more members we have, the merrier. Kasi mas marami tayong voice in our business community. And watch out for the next sessions because we will have more of this, no? And probably we could share also our experience and learn from each other. So in behalf of Chairman Nora Lacuna, who is also here, napaka-active niyan. Pero next time siya talaga ang magko-closing nito. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. From the Pasig Chamber, maraming salamat po.